In the last episode we see that he defeats the boss by using all his strength and comes out of that dungeon. Then as soon as he comes out, he comes to know that a gate has been broken and a magic beasts have come out but only the D-rank boss is left, and then he kills the boss with one shot but no one knows who throw the broken sword. Now further here we see Jinwoo training Saitama's workout plan. By using this you have built a very strong body. All the nurses were as in shock. A nurse can tell Jinwoo today is the time of his discharge. The nurse asks him to complete all the procedures and asks for his number. Then Jinwoo thinks, is she asking for my number to send my medical report? Lol, lame guy like me anyways. Then he gives her his number. Then we see here Hunter Baekhyona, one of the S-rank hunters, is being interviewed on TV. The interviewer asks him about his normal life and he tells that he trains every day so that he can keep his body strong and to save her friends from trouble. Then we see here that Jinna is also watching this news and then she remembers that she has to go to school. Then as soon as she comes out, she notices that there are some changes in brother's body and she says, are you doing? You have become taller than before. Is all this because of your training? Then Jinwoo says yes, and then Jinwoo sees Jinna holding the umbrella. He sends him out and then he looks at his daily task and says, I will do today's running after some time. It seems that these muscles have come because of my ability points. If I keep training like this, then one day I will definitely become a bodybuilder. Then he increases his strength, agility and perception with his remaining ability points. Then he gets a call from his landlord asking him to pay the room rent. Then Jinwoo disconnects the call asking him to pay the money soon and sleeps. He thinks, I don't know whether I have got my second awakening or not, but now I can kill goblins very easily. So it means I can easily earn money to pay the rent, and then he starts looking for work. He returns and says that it is really very difficult to find a job and if I want to earn good money then I will have to enter high-level dungeons, but an E-rank hunter like me is not allowed to go into such dungeons, so should I again? I should go to get my powers checked because if my hunter rank increases then I will be able to enter higher level dungeons, which means I will be able to earn a lot of money, but this can also give me a lot of attention because people with second awakening are very rare. And anyway, till date no such hunter has been born whose strength increases as his level increases, and if people came to know about these things then it would attract a lot of attention towards me, and this media already harasses me a lot. So that's why I shouldn't do this, and anyway it would be better for me to keep my powers hidden for now and find out what this power really is. And then he gets a message. We see that he runs near a building so that all his daily tasks are completed, and then we see that there is a team waiting for him whose leader is Hwang Dan-suk. Then one of his colleagues looks at Jinwoo and says, I know this. He has achieved the title of being the weakest of all the humanity. Then the rest of his team members start laughing. Then Hwang says, forgive me, my team members are a little rude. I have no problem with it because it is true that I am an E-rank hunter, so can I join you? I have no problem with it because here you are. Called only to complete the numbers because this is a C-rank dungeon, and to go inside it for this we need at least 8 people and half of them should be C-rank, and as you are not going to fight in this then you will not get any share of the loot, but we will give you 2 million commission fee. This is when Jinwoo sees that Hwang's team consists of 4 C-rank hunters and 2 D-rank hunters and also a low ranker, and then he says yes to it and asks them about their work. Then Hwang says, you will pick up our luggage, inside it has our food, clothes and equipment and also a first aid kit. Jinwoo asks, have you not brought a healer with you? Dan-suk says it is really very difficult for people like us with private teams to recruit healers. It is difficult, and anyway we have always fought without a healer, so there will be no problem. Jinwoo thinks this team is full of only tankers and fighters. These people are really very careless and not having a healer is really dangerous. This is a very problematic thing, and then he signs his contract. Then we see there is another hunter like Jinwoo, whose name is Yu Jinyo, and he is a D-rank hunter, and then he says it seems we both are here to complete the numbers. Then Jinwoo thinks, this D-rank hunter really has very good equipment. It seems his family is very rich. Yu Jinho says it seems you are going to C-rank dungeons for the first time, but you are worried. Don't do it, I will save you. Then they get ready to leave. Then Yu Jinho says, aren't these bags too heavy for you? Jinwoo says no, it's not heavy. Then Yu Jinho starts talking here and there. He is ignoring, and then the team reaches the gate of the dungeons. Then one of Hwang's colleagues asks, is this really a C-rank dungeon? Then Hwang says that the investigators have checked it twice, so there is no doubt about it. That it is a similar dungeon. Then Yu says its gate is really very big, should we go inside? Then Jinwoo says the size of this gate is not important, the real problem is what kind of magic is inside it, and the association measures this very thing and tells what is the level of these dungeons. B rank and above dungeons are handled by big organizations, but C rank dungeons are not so dangerous, hence anyone can handle it. True to you. I know a lot about it, I have been a hunter for a long time, so I know about it. Jinwoo he takes out the sword and says let's go inside and fight. Then they go inside where it is very dark, and then they notice that there is no magical beast there. They says, what are these luminance stones? Luminance stones are shining stones which are easily found in caves that look like caves, and these stones are installed on the walls and floors. They emit light and keep the light spread in the cave. Then it means that magic gems are extracted from magic seeds and magic crystals are collected from the dungeons, and luminate stones work as light in the caves. This is really very difficult. Slowly you will learn everything, and then we see that no one is finding anything there. Then Yo says can there be such a dungeon in which a magical beast can live? Then Jinwoo asks him to be quiet, and while listening carefully to the sounds, he thinks that the magic beast is here but not showing himself, and then everyone also hears some sound. Then Jinwoo thinks to run as a group in such darkness and go towards where there is light. They may just be insect-type magic beasts, and then he tells everyone about it, and then they see that there are a lot of holes around them and they are not able to understand that after all those insects are there. Then Jinwoo realizes that all those insects are on them. He tells everyone about it. Then we see that Wan attacks those insects with his magic, and then all the insects are killed. The team leader starts calling insect his side and his other friends start killing those monsters. Then Jinwoo thinks that this is a stunt skill. These C-Rang hunters are really very good, and then we see that they are very good as a team. And then Quan starts gathering his power and attacks those monsters, due to which we see a huge explosion occurs. Huang tells the others to attack the remaining monsters. Then Jinwoo thinks that their teamwork is really amazing, which means that they have been working together for a long time, and because they don't have a healer, their fighting style is very rough. We see Yu Jiho's equipment is covering up his low power. Everyone is doing really well. Though we see Jinwoo kill a monster with one of his kicks, and then we see that people kill all the monsters. Hung says then let's collect all the magic gems and distribute them among ourselves, and then we see everyone starts working. Leader says thank you Jinwoo, if it weren't for you so we never know from where they are going to attack us, but after all how did you know about it? Then Jinwoo says it was just my guess. Then Quan calls Huang to him and says just here look. Looking at these monsters, it seems that they have died due to someone's bite. This can happen only when monsters fight with each other for space. If this is the case, then there must be a strong magic beast here too, Hank thinks. So this means there is a master here who is more powerful than all of them, so this means it is going to be even more fun. Then here Jinwoo is feeling something strange, and then he tells you that your sword and shield are expensive, right? Then Jinwoo says yes. Then here we see some people are exercising in the gym, and then the ground starts shaking there. Then one person says is this? There is a sound of something bursting. Then the other person says keep calm. This thing happens all the time. Just look carefully. The owner of this organization is doing training, and then we see here that he has made a hole in a wall. And he says I haven't even warmed up yet, so clean it quickly then. Then scene shift. Yu Jinwoo says this dungeon is really very big, we haven't even found any magical beasts. Since when have you been carrying these? Are you okay? Jinwoo says I am absolutely fine, and anyway I am getting money here without fighting, and I think this deal is too good. Qian says the boss should be somewhere around here, we need to get boss as soon as possible, they have to find it otherwise the gate will break. Then they start moving forward and they see a lot of webs on the way, and then suddenly they reach a room where they find a lot of mana crystals. Dongsuk thinks I told you before that you can't always be right. I'm not the guy who always listens to his little brother. Now I'll use all these magic crystals to form a team of my own, and then everyone. People are talking about sharing all those magic crystals among themselves. Yu Jinwoo says to Jinwoo, can I see your contract? Don't worry, I know a little bit of law. Then Jinwoo gives him his contract. Then Yu Jinwoo says according to Jinwoo's contract, you will not give him any share in any loot, but the crystals are not part of the loot, so these mono crystals will have to be divided into 8 parts instead of 7. Then Hang says, you are absolutely right. We should divide it into 8 parts, but before that we have to do something with this magic beast. This is the dungeon boss here, and only after defeating it we can close the gate, so we have to get the magic crystals from here before defeating this boss. We'll have to be taken out, but today we are lucky that he is sleeping today, so let's start breaking all these magic crystals. Then he asks his partner about their tools, then that person says I am sorry he left the tool behind. Then the leader tells Jinwoo and Eugenio to stay put. Then they leave to get the tools. Huang says don't worry, you guys will be safe here, and if you don't make him angry. If you don't make sound, then nothing will happen to you. Then they leave from there. Then Jinwoo thinks that according to the rules at least 8 people should go to C-rank dungeon, but except me and Yo. This whole team is of 6 members, and according to Hun, since they have completed a lot of C-rank dungeons before, so that means they should already have the members to complete a team of 8. And then Hun tells Quen to close the boss gate, and then they see Koyan closes the entrance with his magic. Jinwoo gets shocked and says, have these people betrayed us? Then Jinwoo thinks, I was already suspicious of them, and then he remembers Mr. Sung's words. He told him that sometimes you will collide with some people who will betray and you won't be able to do anything. This work is really very dangerous and a lot of accidents keep happening in dungeon. If anything happens in dungeon, no one can tell it's accident or not. That's why the crime rate is already very high in dungeon. There are no CCTV cameras in dungeon, which means if any people die here, then there will be no evidence of it. Some people bait the weak and leave them to die in some dungeons. Then here Jinwoo says, I can't believe these people would kill us for a few magic crystals. Then we see the boss wakes up. Then Jinwoo says, stay together, I will save you. Then Jinwoo thinks that we can get out of there, so maybe this was his plan too. He is a C rank boss and I am an E rank hunter. There is really a huge difference in the strength of both of us, but all this is nothing compared to those old dungeons. And then he says to Jinwoo, just stay back Yo, I will handle it. And then he calls his sword and says, I will kill it. With this the episode ends. I hope you guys liked the video. See you in next episode.